In Community Kids, we are on a journey to help children become committed followers of Christ. Children's ministry this past year has looked very different. As our world shifted from in-person to online, Community Kids also made the jump and began offering our Bible story videos online, as well as adapted Bible lessons for parents to use at home. One interesting side effect of COVID-19 was that parents took a much more active role in teaching the Bible lessons that we would normally teach at CFC. Parents have always had more influence than anyone else on their children's faith. But as churches shifted to online services, this parental influence became even more obvious and more important. Some of the stories that I was most excited to hear about during quarantine were ways that families were more intentional to study the Bible together or even memorize a verse together. We received this sweet video from one family where their 5-year-old actually taught her 2-year-old sister the memory verse for the month. Check it out.
Come, follow me, Jesus said. Matthew 4:19.
Yeah. Seeing families have the opportunity to study the Bible together was an amazing and unexpected side effect of these past few months. However, perhaps you've heard the proverb, "It takes a village to raise a child." Well, that concept is actually biblical. In the book of Deuteronomy, Moses addressed the entire nation of Israel when he said, "These commandments that I give you today are to be on your hearts. Impress them on your children. Talk about them when you sit at home and when you walk along the road, when you lie down and when you get up." This responsibility is given not only to parents, but to our community as a whole. We are all responsible for passing on our faith to the kids in our church and our lives. Every child needs consistent, caring adults in their life. Every kid needs someone in addition to their parents who they can trust to talk to about the most important issues. This is the type of environment that we want to facilitate in Community Kids. We want children to know the story of the Bible and understand their place in that story. We want them to feel securely loved by God and know that they can trust Him no matter what. We want them to serve their friends, family, and community so they can make a difference while learning how God has uniquely gifted them. We want to provide consistent and caring adults who will encourage kids to make the choice to follow God. Over the past 2 months, we've been able to open our children's classrooms again and welcome kids into our building. We are thrilled that even with limited capacities, we can offer children's ministry at 2 services so that children have the opportunity to gather together to learn about God and connect with leaders and friends. In addition, we want to continue to give tools to our families attending online. In Psalm 78, it says, "He decreed statutes for Jacob and established the law in Israel, which He commanded our ancestors to teach their children, so the next generation would know them, even the children yet to be born, and they in turn would tell their children. Then they would put their trust in God and would not forget His deeds, but would keep His commands." Faith is best passed down through generations, through stories of God's faithfulness. Community Kids gives us such an amazing opportunity to do this. In children's ministry, we can be intentional and consistent in teaching children the things that we have learned about God and how we have seen His faithfulness. And that's a responsibility that includes all of us. For more information about Community Kids at CFC or to find out how to join our team, email us at kids@communityfellowship.com. Even in these tumultuous times, together, we can continue to help children become committed followers of Christ.